Hey, hi, welcome back to Digit.in. My name is Vignesh and let's talk about Samsung phones. Now, earlier this year, Samsung launched a whole slew of smartphones that included the S series flagship smartphones, M series and A series mid-range smartphones. And what I've got here with me today is the Galaxy M30. Now, this is a mid-range smartphone running Oreo. It's got Samsung's Exynos 7904 processor inside, 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of storage. Let's see how it did in our review. Alright then, let's start with the build and design. The build of the Galaxy M30 is quite similar to that of the A series cousin, the Galaxy A30. It has a smooth, rounded finish on all four corners and a back panel that's made completely of plastic. To add a touch of class to it, Samsung has thrown in a two-tone gradient finish on the back panel. The blue on the back of the phone fades from light to dark gradually along the length of the phone. The result is a phone that both looks and feels good in the hand. Even without any case or cover on, the Galaxy M30 feels grippy in the hands. What's more, the back panel remains mostly free of smudges and fingerprint marks. That said, you would not want to hold this phone right after feasting on an oily samosa. While the top side of the Galaxy M30 houses just the secondary microphone, the left side is home to the SIM and microSD card slot. The bottom side gets a 3.5mm audio jack, a USB Type-C port for charging and data transfer, and a single grill loudspeaker. That leaves the right side of the phone to house the power button and the volume rocker, which are well placed and comfortable to press. The back panel is home to a vertically aligned triple camera setup, a single LED flash, and a fingerprint scanner. In summary, the Galaxy M30 is built and designed quite well for its price. Let's check the display out. Like the Galaxy A30, the Galaxy M30 is blessed with Samsung's Infinity U display, which means that it gets a high screen-to-body ratio and a tiny U-shaped notch at the top to accommodate the single selfie camera. The colors on the Galaxy M30's display appear full and rich. In addition, the software allows the colors to be set to a cooler or warmer temperature depending on your preference. The screen is dim enough to be used in bed and bright enough to be used indoors. Summing it all up, the Galaxy M30's display forms one of the phone's best features. It is bright and colorful for photos, videos, and games. Sound from the Galaxy M30's single down-firing loudspeaker is moderately loud. The driver inside is good enough for ringtones and alarm tones, but not fit for high-quality music. At maximum volume, you can observe signs of tearing and distortion in high frequencies. Bass, on the other hand, is muted and tinny. If you're a fan of music on the go, it's worth getting a portable Bluetooth speaker along with the phone. On the other hand, the earpiece is loud and clear enough for calls even in noisy environments. Let's dive right into performance next. As you may have guessed by now, the Galaxy M30 shares its Exynos 7904 chipset with the Galaxy A30. RAM and storage options include 4 GB plus 64 GB and 6 GB plus 128 GB. What we have here is the 4 GB RAM plus 64 GB storage variant. The storage on board can be expanded to a maximum of up to 512 GB using a microSD card, which gets a dedicated slot along with the two SIM cards. Performance on the review unit of the Galaxy M30 can best be termed decent. It wasn't underwhelming in that the phone was able to keep up while performing everyday tasks like calling, texting, browsing, online video playback, and some light gaming without any major struggle. That said, its performance wasn't particularly great either. There were minor but noticeable stutters and lags in animation while switching between apps and tabs inside Chrome. Luckily, they never felt like they were bringing the overall speed of the phone down by a great margin. For example, pulling the notification bar down while playing a game or video would often result in noticeable stutters in the animation. That aside, there was no major flaw in the overall performance. Gaming too was decent on the Galaxy M30 review unit. According to our metrics analysis tool, Asphalt 9 ran at a median frame rate of 28 frames per second. PUBG Mobile, on the other hand, ran on medium graphics settings at a median frame rate of 24 frames per second. Both scores are clearly on the lower side even for a mid-range smartphone in this price range. The Galaxy M30 then is best bought by those who don't play games heavily. Let's take a look at the optics on the phone. The rear panel of the Galaxy M30 has three cameras stacked vertically. The first and primary camera is a 13 megapixel sensor with an aperture of f1.9. The second camera is a 5 megapixel ultra wide angle sensor. The third camera is a 5 megapixel depth sensor. The front face has a single selfie shooter, which is a 16 megapixel sensor. The selfie camera is used across the Galaxy M30 and the Galaxy A30. Photos taken on the Galaxy M30's primary camera display the right amount of color and sharpness. Photos taken through the ultra-wide angle sensor display a considerable amount of barrel distortion, which becomes more apparent if the composition isn't right. Photos taken through the live focus mode appear appropriately blurred when the camera is trained on faces, but the system falters when the camera is focused on other subjects like a small idol of Buddha. Photos taken indoors appear grainy and darker than usual. Selfies come out bright and colorful even when shot indoors, but could do with a bit more detail. Most faces appear just a bit distorted when zoomed in. One area where the Samsung Galaxy M30 understandably suffers is in low light photography. The primary camera suffers from significant loss in detail because of aggressive noise reduction. There is also a minor but noticeable lag between focusing, tapping the shutter button, and the shot being taken. Suffice it to say, you will not be taking action shots during nighttime. Similarly, the ultra-wide angle camera in low light suffers from poor exposure and plenty of noise. You're better off avoiding using the ultra-wide angle camera altogether in low light. In summary then, the camera on the Galaxy M30 has its share of weaknesses but comes out quite alright in the end for everyday photos, especially during daytime. Just don't count on it for low light shots. Let's move on to battery. While the Galaxy A30 stands proudly with its 4000 mAh battery, the Galaxy M30 quietly wields a larger 5000 mAh unit, which seems to make a world of difference to the phone's battery life. On our standard battery benchmark test, the Galaxy M30 review unit scored an impressive 11 hours 6 minutes. In everyday usage scenarios, the Galaxy M30 lasted well over 1.5 days with about 20% charge left to spare. During these test scenarios, I left the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on and set the screen brightness to over 60%. When I played a YouTube video in full HD resolution for about 40 minutes, the battery dropped only by 3%. When I played PUBG Mobile for about 30 minutes, the battery dropped only by 4%. On the whole, I got the impression that the phone was lasting for well over 1.5 days on a single charge. Charging, on the other hand, took close to full hours, which is understandable given the massive capacity of the battery inside. All things summed up, I think the Galaxy M30 is a really good phone, considering its price tag of Rs 14,990 at the time of reviewing it. Well, that's it then. I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button below and do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
For the latest technology updates, subscribe to Digit.in and don't forget to hit the bell icon.